Hi.
Hi.
Fancy meeting you here.
I know. It's getting to be where it's weird where we're actually here together doing this.
I know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We're in the same room.
In the same room,
Yes, indeed.
two people on the show. It's
Two
pretty
people,
amazing.
Same room. This is, in fact, the PGL Lobbycast, episode number 374.
So many episodes.
So many episodes. So many episodes.
Yeah. Today is April 30th.
It is.
Computer says so right there.
Yep. Right down there, that spot. There's even one of these old-fashioned things on the wall called a paper calendar that says the same thing.
So it does.
Yes. But it is Saturday the 30th. We're here to talk to you about stuff that happened over the last week.
And things.
And things. Stuff and things. Few things did occur.
A few things did occur.
Yes.
So what do we want to talk about first?
To my knowledge, nobody else died.
Yeah, but there were so many last week.
Yeah, last week was
so
depressing.
many. Yeah.
God. Again.
Yeah, the loss of Prince continues to be a thing for me, as anybody who is a friend of mine on Facebook can attest to. Like every couple of days I'm putting a video of something of him being an amazing guitar player, which is, like, for me the biggest thing is the amount of talent on this planet diminished significantly whenever he died. So
he had skills with so many instruments. I mean,
right.
He could play over 24 instruments, and not just a little. He was proficient at all of them.
Yeah.
But he considered himself a guitarist first and foremost, is my understanding.
Yeah, and like one of the videos I posted up was Adam Levine covering Purple Rain, and he says same thing. He considers himself a guitarist first and a singer second, which I think is kind of interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't think this one made it up on your Facebook page yet, but if you're looking for something else that just shows not only his amazing skill, but how other people reacted to his skill as well, I believe it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Was it in 2004? But he is playing, it's an all-star rendition of... See, this is why I need to jump in here real quick. I'm going to be saying, let me look this up. And I'm sorry a lot this episode, because I fried my phone on Monday, and I've been getting a really hard life lesson in how dependent we are on our devices at this point. So all of my nonsense to talk about was in my phone. But, he's playing with George Harrison's son, and also...
and Tom Petty.
Petty.
I have posted that recently.
Okay.
But I had also posted it like a year or so ago, or maybe longer ago. But yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. And
so got all these, really talented people on stage, and then there's Prince separating himself from the pack.
Yeah, in front of all these people, showing what amazing talent he really had. And I think if you want to, what sums it up visually is watching George Harrison's son react to Prince.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and he was an amazing artist, and that's just one of many examples that are out there that show why his death is such a loss.
Yeah.
So, and I think that so many signs of that being felt aside from online. I went into Best Buy to procure my copy of Star Wars: The Force Awakens yesterday. And the shelves have been cleaned out. There's, they ordered in a bunch of Prince movies and Prince videos, and they're gone. People bought them all already. And they said that they'd be getting more in soon, but I'm sure that that's going to repeat itself for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
As it should.
It was the same thing online. Just like trying to buy vinyl or whatever. So I just gave up.
Yeah.
Gave up and just bought digital versions of the things that I wanted that I did not have.
Yeah, and there's people have been making other points as well about not only was Prince an amazing talent vocally and musically, but he was the real deal. He was producing his own albums really throughout his entire career, and
writing songs for other artists
and himself. And the first demo as a teenager that he turned into a record company basically wound up getting published, as it were, exactly as he turned it in, because that's how it didn't need to be cleaned up. It didn't need to be edited. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
So, and apparently that's not, like you said, wasn't a recent development. He was just always like that.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing thing. It really is.
Agreed. So we lost a few other people.
Yeah, I believe I mentioned Percy Sledge last week. I mentioned Patton Oswalt's wife, Ms. Richardson, last week. We talked about China briefly. Like I said, to my knowledge, this week has so far gone by without anything else happening.
Erin, it's Saturday.
I know. I just said to my knowledge, and I'm knocking on wood. And
it's early evening.
It's early evening Saturday, and it's still 2016. So I don't have a lot of confidence that we're safe yet. But let's just keep sending good thoughts that we are, and maybe that'll make a difference, because this sucks.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Other entertainment news.
Yes.
The Punisher has officially been ordered for Netflix, which is great. John Bernthal did a great job with that this most recent season of Daredevil.
Yes.
That you continue to not watch.
I've seen a couple episodes.
Yeah. Season 2 is better.
That from what little I've seen of it so far, I'd have to agree. Season 1 wasn't terrible, but it had a couple of hitches that kind of made me go meh. But it looks like they
Foggy annoyed me.
Oh yeah, that was my biggest complaint, I think. And he's so far a lot less annoying this season, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, the owl also annoyed me, the accountant.
Yeah,
but we don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's very true.
So
won't be a thing. Not a thing anymore.
Not a thing anymore.
Yeah. So that is ready to go on Netflix. That is, like you said, that's a thing. In other superhero news, there's some excellent trailers. A couple excellent trailers dropped this week.
Yep. The new X-Men Apocalypse trailer is out, and I like it. I'm a little excited about it.
Yes.
It's a non-Marvel movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Indeed. And also for animated Batman fans, the trailer for The Killing Joke dropped this week.
Oh.
It looks very good. Looks like good stuff. I'm
excited. Yeah. I am super excited about that.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So we're very happy about that. See that finally happening.
What else?
I saw something about they're rebooting the Tomb Raider movies. And
it seems unnecessary.
It seems unnecessary to me too, but we're letting less and less time go by and not really waiting to see if it's necessary to reboot things. But that's the news so far. They're rebooting it, and the actress slated to play Lara Croft this time around is, and I'm checking on it, the Alicia Vikander, Oscar-nominated actress from The Danish Girl.
Yeah.
So that is on the table right now.
Okay. Well, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm tentatively on board.
Okay.
Well, it's just a thing. They've rebooted Spider-Man twice since the Tomb Raider movies came out, so you got to cut them a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't officially released the new one, but there is a new Spider-Man, and he's going to be the one in the new movies. So that will be the second.
Right. So for really, we're getting another new, possibly unnecessary new Spider-Man.
We'll see.
A
little bit of video game news. Speaking of reboots, King's Quest is being re-released in a totally new fashion, and it's going to be episodic, kind of like The Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead.
Okay.
I think it's a good move. I have lots of fond memories of that series from when I was a wee lad.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yep. And
indeed.
The Microsoft has stopped production on the Xbox 360.
Done and done.
I'm super impressed with the Xbox One, but I think the Xbox 360 is probably my favorite system that I had owned in the past. I mean, I don't use it my 360 now. I'm just saying, like, for when it was out, I think that was pretty solid.
Good solid system.
Yeah.
So I guess that means, hold on to your 360s, because what inevitably happens whenever they discontinue a console like that is they sell out pretty fast after, there's that lag time of, oh, we don't need this anymore. And then inevitably somebody decides they want to go back and play something that isn't backwards compatible.
Yeah.
And then they start selling out of those things in used stores pretty quickly.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, the Xbox One, the backwards compatibility program has over, I think it's like 120, 125 games now.
They're definitely working on it.
They're working on it, but man, the Xbox 360 had a lot of games.
Yeah, it did. So it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a little while, especially with all the arcade games and indie games.
Right.
Holy moly!
It's going to take a little bit.
It's going to take a little bit. So what else? I think that's about it for video game news for me. Do you have anything else?
This wasn't video game news. This was movie news. And I apologize if this isn't entirely new, but I just heard about it this week, so I kind of wanted to bring it up. I knew for a while now there's been a Freddie Mercury biopic movie on the table that was a thing, and it was going to happen. You might be noticing I'm speaking past tense. Unfortunately, I just found out yesterday that so far it's kind of back off the table. It's still in the works, sort of, but all the original star and all the original writers have left the project.
Wow, that's a bad sign.
That's not a good sign. They originally had lined up Sacha Baron Cohen to play Freddie Mercury.
Really?
Yes, and that on one hand you can say, why would they do that? But he was so excited. I watched an interview with him. He's a very flexible performer, truly. And he was really dedicated. He was really excited. I thought that he would be a good pick to bring the proper amount of, the Freddie Mercury was such a larger than life presence. Sacha Baron Cohen can definitely do that. And let's face it, we know he can bring the right amount of mustache to the project too, if he needs to, The reason given, and everybody agrees on this, that he and all the original writers walked is because they signed up for a Freddie Mercury biographical picture, and the living band members have decided that the movie should have Freddie Mercury die about 45 minutes into it, so the rest of the movie can be dedicated to their epic struggle to carry on without him. Which is a movie, but it's not that movie.
Right.
It's not a Freddie Mercury biopic at that point.
No.
So everybody that signed on for a Freddie Mercury biography film left.
Right.
And so to my knowledge, the band is currently working, kind of has their feelers out for writers that can work with them on what they want the movie to be.
Gotcha.
Which is where we are now.
I see. So why isn't it just two different movies?
That's what, if they wanted to do that, to my mind, that's exactly what that is. You have, the Freddie Mercury biographical picture that focuses on him, and another one that has him as part of the story, but concentrates on the band members, which is what they clearly want.
Sure.
I don't see why we can't have both.
Yeah.
I think and again, I don't know all the details, but the studio really just kind of wanted to focus on Freddie Mercury. So that's why that happened.
Sure.
But so it looks like fans of Queen, we have to wait a little bit longer to see the movies we were waiting for. Hopefully they can get it together and deliver some product soon.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I was excited about that.
That would be a cool thing to get to see.
Yeah, it is. Oh well.
All right, moving on. Do we have any more news?
I think that's what I had.
Okay, let's get into the weekly watches.
Okay.
Erin, what you listening to?
Kind of a hodgepodge this week.
Ooh, hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge. Really, I just wanted to use that phrase. Let's see. I was listening to something that I introduced Geoff to shortly before the podcast. A reading of the book Go the Fuck to Sleep, as presented by Noel Fielding and Tandy Newton, which is amazing. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it. A lot of shuffle all. The Struts, which I've been into the last few weeks. A lot of Prince. Let's face it, that's been kind of dominating the playlist this week.
Sure.
And I did not know this existed, but now I do, and I'm so happy with it. I can't even tell you. It's not quite the season for it, but it's a Christmas song that by a group called Loose Tapestries that features Idris Elba rapping.
Oh.
It's fantastic. Look it up on YouTube. It's out there. I know you're saying, "Oh, it's not the right season." It's either suck it up and look it up because you won't regret it, or put it in your calendar because you need this in your life.
Yeah,
he's
like a high-end DJ in Europe, I think, before he started acting.
And you can see why on this too. And it's ridiculous and fantastic and happy and amazing. So definitely look that up.
Perfect.
How about you, sir?
Oh, let's see here. Did the shuffle all thing, and then see, Esther and Kristen and I were listening to music last night. I listened to D'Antwoord,
like you do,
like I do, and the Horror Pops.
Okay.
And let's see here. What else did I listen to last night? I know we listened to both Adele albums, 21 and 25.
Okay.
And something else. Anyway, I listened to all those on vinyl last night, and also listening to some Prince this week. I think that's about it. Yeah. I didn't listen to any podcasts. 0 podcasts. Maybe the last
for
2
you,
weeks.
That's really strange. Oh, yeah. Actually, I listened to the Cracked.com podcast a couple times.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, there's a podcast in there.
There is a podcast. All right, moving on to what you're watching. Erin, what are you watching this week?
What was I watching this week? British TV show called House of Fools was recommended to me, so I've been looking at that, kind of with Matt Berry of the Mighty Boosh and IT Crowd fame. Good stuff. Kind of surreal, kind of ridiculous, but definitely funny. So that could be something that you might want to look up if you like that sort of thing. Oh, see, this is where I'm going to start derailing again because I'm trying to remember what else I was looking at this week. I know. One of my favorite TV shows that aired on Investigation Discovery for several years and was canceled has come back recently. Back due to popular demand, the show disappeared, and so I've been watching that again.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
And can't wait for Penny Dreadful.
Right. It's also on my list.
Yes.
It should be on both of our lists next week.
Yes, indeed.
So,
how about you?
Well, I list catching up on the newest season of Orphan Black, and I think that's a BBC America show.
Yes.
Yeah, and also House of Lies, their new season. Watched the season premiere of Game of Thrones,
as did many,
and it was pretty great.
That's what I heard.
Continuing to watch Fear the Walking Dead. It's much less great.
Sorry.
Silicon Valley is back. That's a funny show. I like that one. Last Man on Earth and Archer.
Yeah,
the new season of Archer. I'm up to date on that one. Continues to be a great show.
Nice.
And then my bubblegum TV watching, Hawaii Five-0.
You need a little bit of that.
I do. Something I could just have on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not so bad. But that's about it.
Okay.
I think since last show I was on, I also watched Creed, the boxing movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Pretty decent.
Good stuff.
I'm a fan.
And that was a clever way of keeping that franchise going, I think, of because Sylvester is just getting a little up there in age to still be getting into the ring. So I loved how they kind of tweaked it to he is where he is in this film, and he's, getting Apollo Creed's son out there, and that dynamic, and it resulted in one of the best performances we've seen Sylvester put in a while. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty great. All right, that's it for me. What you playing, Erin?
That's a fairly brief list. I have been playing a lot of Quiz Up, and also got back into Fallout since there's some downloadable content out there. So I'm actually playing the main storyline now.
The Automatron thing is pretty sweet. The other thing was just an upgrade to the the things you can build, correct?
Yeah,
it's just extra stuff.
Mm-hmm. Not unlike,
yeah, I haven't messed around with that at all.
Hearthfire in Skyrim sort of thing.
Yeah,
it adds on to what you can build or that sort of thing. But it's fun stuff, and it kind of got me back into the game. I'm sure it's partially their intent when they do
that. Right. Yeah. So I've been playing Fallout 4 also. I did start my survival mode playthrough.
Ooh, how's that going?
Not so bad so far.
Okay.
Because I think I know what I need to do to be able to help myself through the game, and I'm gonna have to do the little, what is it? Community building. What are they called? Settlements. Yeah, settlements and lots of crafting in order to smooth my way through. And really, all I need to do to like really make it easy on myself is go with the railroad long enough to get ballistic weave.
Oh yeah.
And you become fairly invincible with ballistic weave.
Yeah, get that going. Probably build up one settlement and then focus on the main quest line after that.
Yeah.
And that should get you through it.
Yeah.
I would think. That's kind of what I had to do when I was doing survival mode in Fallout New Vegas. You just kind of said you can leave a lot of the side bullshit to the side.
Yeah.
and just kind of power through the main quest line, and that should get you through it. It's still a challenge, but you can do it.
You can do it.
I have the faith in you.
So we'll see. And instead of doing a Brotherhood of Steel run through and then a survival run through, I am combining those. Nice. And so after I go through the railroad long enough to get ballistic weave, then I'll focus on Brotherhood of Steel.
You probably get some pretty good shit out of that, right? I mean, as far as power armor goes, which I would think would help a lot. Because I just stumbled on them in my playthrough.
I think it's one of their quests where you come across the Gauss rifle.
Okay.
It's still not. I don't think it'd be as powerful as that shotgun that that was randomly generated for me in the first one. A shotgun with high damage and a bleed on it.
Yeah, that was
25-point bleed
down everything in its path.
Was taking down legendary enemies when like 3 or 4 shots of the shotgun.
Yeah,
burning through both their health bars with that.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So bam, 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 and then
done.
Ew.
Drop microphone, walk out.
Yeah, they were dead before they actually finished transforming into the other thing. Yeah.
Cool.
So, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of legendary equipment that I get on the survival playthrough, because you get more of that the higher difficulty level, and survival mode is the highest difficulty level.
Right. So you should get some pretty interesting stuff out of that, I would think.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm still playing The Division. Still loving that. That's the game I think about whenever I'm not playing it. So,
that's also playing one right now.
What's that?
That's the put it in your veins one right now.
Yeah. And then I'm also playing Quantum Break, and I've made it through chapter 1 of that.
How's that?
It's okay. I mean, the button layout is a little weird to me. I feel I'm through chapter 1, and I feel like I really don't have a good handle on the time controls.
Okay.
And it's a little weird. I mean, the storytelling is good. You know, it's a Remedy game. It's a lot like Alan Wake. And I haven't had a chance to see. I mean, you make it through the first chapter, and then you make a decision as the antagonist.
Okay.
And then that it's like a choose your own adventure type path. And the way that the game works out is that you do all this stuff through chapter 1, all the gameplay stuff, and everything's in an engine. But then depending on the choices you make, the live action TV show, it's like a TV show from the antagonist's point of view.
Interesting.
Depending on what choices you make, determine which TV show that you watch, like what path has been taken.
Okay.
And the cast is great for the game, and the TV show that they show you is pretty good.
Okay.
So
so it's got
I'm
your
excited.
interest.
Yeah. I'm not quite sold on the gameplay, but that can get better. I mean, Alan Wake was really good.
Yeah.
And this one I don't think is quite there, but like I said, I'm only either a third or a fifth of the way through the game. I'm not sure exactly how many chapters, if it's 3 or 5.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's usually one of those.
Sure.
Chapters are usually in odd numbers for video games.
Video games, right?
Yeah. It's like first, second, and third act for movies and plays and stuff like that. So, yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's it for me. I've been enjoying all 3 of those.
Cool.
So we'll see what's going on next.
Yes. See how your survival mode's going.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a struggle.
It's okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You can get through it.
Yeah,
you can do it.
You continue to have faith in me.
I
That's
do.
awesome.
I do.
All right. Well, I think that is about a show. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
Nope. I think that about wraps it up.
Okay. All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Some combination of
people. We'll try and get our electronics sorted out too. So after we get done with this one, I'll upload last week's show and this week's show, because last week's show it did that weird thing where it sends it to my personal YouTube account.
There were issues. Anything I touched technologically this week didn't work out well. So we'll get that straightened out.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
All right. Sounds good. We will see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, is yours touchscreen? Could I have just poked at it?
You can poke at it all you want. It's not going to do